Yes, yes, yes. Good night, everyone. Welcome to Sex on the Bridge. Of course, with me, the original dancehall queen, Carlene. And I'm bringing you your weekly dose. You heard me, your weekly dose of adult radio content. You know that mean get who's not at the radio, get to it. And it's the first day of November. We made it. We made it. Thank God. Yes. But, they say cuffing season has officially started, right? It's the holidays, the season when people want to get close to people because it gets cold. Then, no more cold and them cut off. Springtime come and everybody wants a break. But just in case you don't know what cuffing mean. Cuffing is a time when people get into relationship because of the weather has gotten colder. You think I drew? Anyways, so spring. Speaking of breaking up, that's what we will be talking about tonight with my very special guest. Yes, we'll be talking about the pandemic and breakup. But as usual, before we start, if you're under 18, good night, bedtime. Let them tell you about the story another time. But tonight, go to bed because this is an adult rated show. We don't want anybody say we say to their children. All right? Take your children in hand. Kids, please be nice because Santa coming up, not naughty. So go to bed. All right? And tonight, my guest in studio with me is Randy Rich, member of the Immortal Sound System, Stone Love. Welcome, Randy.
Blessed.
And of course, over there is Rashawn Cook.
Present.
Event planner, exclusive director of my Delta Shield group of company. And he says present. And also joining me via Zoom is Sonia Winter, clinical psychologist, founder of Tea of House Therapy. But we're going to go right into it and, kind of mix and mingle up some things because sometimes we don't understand why things happen to us. We don't understand why we do things. Yes, sometimes we know exactly why things happen to us and sometimes we refuse to accept what we know is there, right? So we're going to discuss as always. I want to give a pointer. As you know, we always try to define the words or the topics that we're talking about. What is a breakup? Everybody has a different definition, but on the internet you can Google it and you'll see a breakup is the end of a commitment, romantic relationship between dating partners. Did you hear what I just said? Right? So you don't know me and so we're in a relationship, so we're going to break up. Please. Doing it via internet and text message does not work. All right? We need to be somehow be together as partners. I'm going to tell you that breakup happens probably, as they would say in the international news, one happen every 5 seconds a baby born. That's how breakups are too. One happen every 5 seconds. But we're gonna learn from my guests here tonight what caused their them for broke up with for them partner or vice versa. And I know they'll tell the truth. They'll tell me who do the breaking up, don't you?
Yes.
Randy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And we also have what is a pandemic. A pandemic is an outbreak of a disease over the whole country or the world. And this took place here. We also were part of the pandemic in 2020 to March 2020. Yeah. And it's still going on to date. Although it's not as rigid and stiff and strict like it was before. Yeah, it's still happening. So we also need to understand some breakup didn't happen because of falling out of love. It happened because of peer pressure, or you got to learn the person, or the person got to learn you.
Find out about the person. No.
Jesus, somebody help me.
Yeah, for real. Sometimes you have to know how some people were raised. Trust me, and enough of them no respond lover, survival them respond.
And also, it was really hard because this was our first crisis in Jamaica, the world. 100 years ago, they had something happen, so it's our generation and generation before and after us never experienced anything like this till now.
No.
So that in its entirety, it's pure pressure.
Yeah.
I remember somebody saying to me, boy, I can't see him. We just talk over the phone and it just seems like he's drifting from me. While some persons were, me see him every 5 minutes, I'm like, can't manage him. This is too much. So we're going to hear, what really caused these two young men, both handsome, both work. So it's not like some dig out Miguel and Miguel Kana man for say, why would...
And Miguel them clean.
Very
So
clean,
white.
very clean. My hands are clean, like Jesus police record.
All right, I'm going to ask Randy Rich. So we're going to start with you to tell me about the relationship first.
The relationship.
Yeah, first, before it got to a breakup.
I mean, every relation, like every other relationship, it always good and chirpy and butterflies in your belly and them something. Everything
Really?
is nice and good. You get me? I say everything did up there like that. So, like me say, as every relationship.
Before the pandemic,
yeah,
right?
before the pandemic, everything good, man.
Rashawn?
Same thing. Yeah, man, same thing. Everything good. We eat out. We do every nice little thing that couples usually do. And we're fine. But when COVID step in, it's a different situation.
All right, how long were you and your partner together?
Me?
Yeah.
It was, to be honest, it was, I don't want to go direct, but
Piece of it.
over 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rashawn?
5 years.
5 years. So, you owe her. Got that all?
No, 2 years, I'm saying?
No, 5.
5 and
5 years, so being a marital status where she could have get money.
Oh, so him owe her?
Careful.
Looking back, Randy, on some of were there signs? No signs.
No, because we are do the normal things them. Sometimes when people come under pressure, them time they see the real them. You get me? I say, and everything the normal before pandemic. Remember, say everything normal.
Party, dinner,
everything.
movie,
So you know it.
Go your friend, go do here,
Outside,
go do nail.
with the all
You've
boat,
been traveling.
with the all boat.
You were.
I want to come back US and them thing that dash and wake up people and
Yes.
So you know it go. When pandemic hit though.
That's when you really see what's taking place.
So prior to the pandemic, there was absolutely nothing in your mind that would state we're going to break up.
No, cause you up now. Most people that know me. But then, Randy Rich, girl is from birth. My dance 16 years it a keep. And since this year I change the name to My Richness is Life.
Okay.
So it was always girl is from birth. Ask anybody about Randy Rich, one of the biggest dance keep down at West Kingston. You get me I say? So me me never have a care in the world because I care about people feelings regardless of how they the status.
Yeah, but
you
you're a girl's man.
Me I do it with caution because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, you know what I mean? Yeah. But me did just decide say, you hear me? Too much of one thing good for nothing, And how long me I gonna do this for? Me not get no younger. Like me no want to jump out of this and jump. People get tired of that. Me tired. Like me seriously tired.
So you wanted to settle down?
Settle down time me a deal it. And me ready for at a point I gave a
friendship ring.
A
promise ring. A promise.
A promise.
Yeah,
ring.
but
That's how
ask
serious
anybody,
you were taking it.
me never this no me in a business but nobody else. It was just one person. I never have a care in the world for nobody else. My care was now is to enhance my businesses and get into more things in a more field.
With your partner?
Yeah. But
with that particular partner too.
but people say them selfish still, and them admit it. Say I'm selfish. So but me never really did want to accept that, cause me I said more change this because more we do this together. You get me? I said me never accept it. You tell me say you're selfish. Me deserve.
But at the same time wants to be with you only.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
you
get me?
know,
I say,
madman.
so at the time now, me decide saying, me I go change this. You know what I mean? And really and truly we can't change nobody if them don't want change. A person if really want change, in order to make that change.
True.
I could ask too, but as an individual yourself, how did the pandemic, how did you yourself deal with it? Forget about the partner.
Alright, to be honest, it was one of my best but worst time. But I say more of the best part because I have a business. I have a appliance business where there and then we make more money then time than I even know.
Right, because everybody could listen to
some
music.
people in them house don't realize that them never have no TV. Because I remember say everybody have a lockdown curfew time. Who remember say the bed button never so stable, so
Them have to run go get one.
them have to run go get that. So it was all, it was good in a way. But when reality check and you realize, is that me no know how the prisoner them, my heart goes off to although uno do for God so.
Some of them.
So yeah, some of them. But fear the
Lucky
one
you.
place,
Lucky and
fear get one day, like get your backs up saying one place like every day.
That's
you
why
have
I
to
don't
Ananas
do
something.
nothing to reach.
Ananas
Please.
something. Can't tell
But
that
it never really affect me now. Cause I'm naturally alone,
Right.
Me, I'm naturally
Because you
alone.
work
So-
with people morning, noon, and night.
So when me abba in my space, I must you more. I really want in my space. When I in my space, I can't do without like. I can't,
Facts.
yeah. So when I have in my space, just cherish that and know say yeah. I mean, but yeah, it have its ups and downs as it relates to the pandemic. More ups in other time than for me until down in a 2020. Then everybody by now what they want.
It was no
Where do
part
we
of
go
where
now?
yeah, because
Where
we
do
never
we go
think it's
now?
gonna end.
Yeah.
And then we thought it was gonna end quickly, and then it prolonged.
extend.
Yeah. And same thing, Rashawn. How was you as an individual during the pandemic? Not just partner, because we want to see if you guys had reason to.
To be honest, was the best life. Best life for me because before that, I was always busy. Persons usually always tell me that, listen, if I'm not slow down, I'm never dead.
Wow.
Work
Get
gonna
that-
kill
get
me.
that all the time.
Work gonna kill me, everything, because I'm one person, but I do a lot of stuff.
Right.
Multiple streams of income. I'm so mega dead.
Yeah, Capricorn.
No, Taurus.
Stars.
So when COVID came in, lie down in the bed and everything, I say, oh, I saw it feel.
Yeah, continue.
So I say, oh, I saw it feel. I saw bed for feel. I get the money's worth I'm spend for the bed. You understand what I say? Because me never inside none tall. It's like me an artist when me's not an artist. Because we're all over the place.
So you actually enjoyed it. You found yourself in a different way.
Because that time that I say, all right, I'm going to reach the peak now. Because me I grab on me and go through. Then COVID come slow it down and I say, all right, at the rest time this now. So that was the best life. Hotel per hotel, yourself for all of the deal them. Big up, everything.
Even in other time, then me discover some hidden talent. Cause I start some look posters, some look yeah, me start realize that me can do logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me
man.
start, lie down in my
yourself.
bed and just
Teach yourself.
Yeah, start all bake back home. I put on from when.
It's
I
true,
say like,
yes.
I start bake and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm
true.
enjoy it.
All right, I'm going to welcome the psychologist, Sonia Winter.
Hi there, Carlene.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you for coming.
Night.
And-
Good night, gentlemen.
good
I'm
night,
enjoying
good
it.
night,
Thank
good
you.
night.
Yes, and
Yeah.
this is Randy Rich from Stone Love, and that's Rashawn from Everything.
Everything.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Rashawn.
They both had a breakup, and you're gonna hear the stories. But from what you heard about them so far, is this part of most people are, it's just the special ones. Because a lot of people I know did not deal with the lockdown. As he said, he can't imagine the prisoners. Because although we were locked down, we still have little free time if it was even 1 hour to go to the front door.
Yeah.
Right, right. By and large, a lot of people did not deal with it well. It had living through a pandemic had a very negative effect on most people's mental health. I don't want to say most people, but I will say that difficulties with mental health went up by 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
So a lot of people responded, depression, for example, went from about 30% to easily 50, 60% of individuals were experiencing tough symptoms of depression, anxiety, people experiencing suicidality went up dramatically.
Wow.
So people had a really hard time with the feeling of, I think what both Randy and Rashawn are explaining is, we had a loss of control. We never had the kind of control over our day-to-day life that we are kind of used to. Right. And that it was just like a whole heap of different losses. Losses of, a sense of safety, losses of a sense of predictability, all of those things which we used to and probably take for granted, right? Had a very negative effect on the mental health of many, many people. So, that was the finding by and large. And then, of course, I think where you're heading with it is, as a result, too, a lot of relationships were affected too.
Is there a difference how men and women dealt with the pandemic? Did it affect or how they experience it, and did it affect men more or women more?
Okay, I don't have the specific statistics, Carlene, on the gender differences, right? What I did find is that there were difficulties in relationship because more men tended to want to ignore a lot of the requirements around the lockdowns, for example. Okay, so whereas women were by and large a lot more conservative, they were more willing to stay indoors, never want to mix with nobody, no one gonna wear, blah blah blah, to the extent you could afford to, right? Whereas men couldn't handle it in the same way. They needed to be out and about. They didn't feel the same sense of
it's not even a matter of out and about, but we are the person who go get it to make it work.
The providers.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The providers. So that was one of the things, like, we're not used to sitting down, like, well, I can't speak for myself.
For some men, because some men were quite fine with it.
Yeah. But for me, sit down one place and never did I go make the money, like, and, for make things, it was just...
Never.
Yeah, but remember though, Sean, that there are a lot of women who work outside the home, right?
And our providers.
The point is that,
and our providers too.
And our providers, right? But by and large, they seem to be more anxious about the safety, their physical safety, and like the safety of their family and children and so on. So they tended to be a lot more cautious. By and large, women were more willing to wear masks for longer periods than men and so on.
That is true.
Yeah.
So in terms of observing the health-related requirements, there were certain gender differences in how we responded to, the lockdown and requirements around the pandemic, So in some ways too, the men were able to, they were still, so men started socializing, for example, in larger numbers before women did. A lot of statistics showed that. So they had an outlet as well, there was more domino going on and so on and so forth, you know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, so they kind of broke out a little early.
And they were arresting more men than women.
Yeah. No.
Go up in the
I want,
truck.
I want to tell you, so woman get arrested too.
True.
No,
Believe,
but more guys got arrested. We saw them.
Go up in the truck.
Yeah, go up into the truck. Oh, so go up into the truck different from arrest. All right. With your relationship, what started to lead up to in the beginning of the breakup for the pandemic? What were the starting points? That you know.
I think it was the whole.
Yeah.
Thing
What?
of-
Yeah. What signal to you were getting that says, okay, wait, let me go and watch. Cause you never something just never happened and you just left.
It was boredom. No, it never was boredom because, well, for me it never was boredom, but maybe it was.
For her.
Yeah, and then again, I think certain things did fall off as it relates to financial wise because as I said, things just kind of slowed down.
Yeah,
now,
because
so,
you're an entertainer.
So it's like, okay then, we're going to do from right to now.
So give me one example of what happened first that give you a red flag. Just, one thing that make you say, oh, I never know this.
Like as I say, financial,
Something financially.
Yeah, something financially.
Same question, Roshan. What was one of the first things that gave you that red flags?
Firstly,
The sign and the signal that said,
firstly,
So like Alice.
big up Granny, big up all my mothers. First thing, I never get a good decent breakfast. You can't cook. Now we're
hold on, she couldn't cook?
never know
So
that.
you didn't know?
No, how years ago out?
Oh,
Oh, and that's important to you.
What you mean if
So
that
did you-
important to me?
Yeah,
Them no
did
want
you
eat out
discuss-
all the while.
No, but some men will say it's okay.
No.
Did you discuss that with her?
We said all of that before.
And she said she can't
She
cook.
can cook. She can clean. She can this. She can that. When me
So what was your first disaster of breakfast or lunch or day? What did she prepare for you that you realized?
alright, she was steaming cabbage. I want me say she throw water in the pot.
Cabbage.
Yes, guys, not cabbage.
Cabbage
All
with
right.
water. Cabbage.
So it turned out to be cabbage soup. And I was like,
You know, want a carrot, I know, and just get
No,
some.
you can't
and
put water in cabbage cake when it's spring too much.
So remember me have the degree in
Yeah,
food.
you can cook, so-
I'm like, Sophie, let's call her name. Sophie, what go on here, so? I'm steaming the cabbage, put the water and I'm like, me not eat that or what that.
So why you didn't cook it though? Because she said she can't cook.
Yeah,
To be honest,
what you
I am
think
always
that?
the
Why
one
never show her?
cooking. No, I am
She said
always
she
the
can't
one
cook.
Oh,
cooking.
she said she can't cook.
Yes,
Leave
I
her.
am always the one cooking. And then I say, all right, your time now.
Yeah.
Need a home, everything. Do something for me.
Yeah.
So when I go in the kitchen, cabbage not even cut up good properly. I live stem in it. I was like, okay. And me I watch. I say, all right.
She never
First,
stop
I never
on
try
that.
fake it.
Why never
I
stop
say,
on
all right. I'm going to make you feel good because them always say, I talk sometimes, I sound very awful. So I say, all right. But when I see the cup of water throw right in it, I'm like, and a cocked soup noodle. So I'm like,
So she was making soup.
A soup shall make you.
no. So that was the first sign.
What, second?
Jesus.
Just because, all right, she can't cook, but you can teach her. So that not so bad.
Yeah.
Understand? You can teach her.
House clean. And who know me? Even if the living room stay bad and the room chaka, make sure my bathroom fresh. That's it. And
Me have
Did you-
OCD.
So you were the only one cleaning it before.
yes, cause me a person like this, as me see something, the Clorox bleed, me that. But when you take a time back and you relax and you say, all right,
Two over
the
there,
lady
let's
house
share
is
it.
here,
Yeah.
let's share. When you look, you see like, okay, what is really
All
happening.
right, so she can't cook, so she can't
Can't
clean.
clean.
So that's a your 2 strike. Third one. And I remember now, when there was a lot.
Yeah,
You know,
everything I
I
reveal.
gonna look to you, cause you know it's all on you.
Yes. Hi, mighty God, Father God of Daniel.
What? What is the third thing? All right.
Well, we're on the SOB, the sex part, man. No, I mean, no,
Nah, connect.
Connect. Normally, you know,
What-
two always been out and we eat and we enjoy ourselves.
So
and
she
we go.
needed that drink.
Not necessarily, it's like,
So now you home, you want it every day. Cause that's what else did I for do?
Yeah, like,
not really every day.
No, meaning just once you feel for it.
Yeah.
And nothing else not did I for do.
yeah, you know.
You tell me, say, you have white liver like myself and you gotta run it, so you know the time now, cause we're ever busy.
Yeah.
So what happen now, and first round my back, I can't, I'm like, what you mean? Anyways, but the no cook part and the cleaning part was a major one for me.
And Randy, anything else where you could think, because his was the financial start to be a problem.
I think one of the things was you know, having like, so for instance, more want to lift up the, you know, she want to lift up the pot. She don't know to lift up the pot, you know, but she always just try to like do things on her own.
Instead
And
of
then,
asking.
and then when it go wrong, you know, me I gonna get miserable. Like, why you never just say this to me?
Ask me to lift
Tell
up.
me if-
Yeah,
if-
what me used to take the cover.
She don't want to look stupid to come ask me. So me say, you say for 101 time come ask me.
Yeah,
you know,
'cause
me
now
I get
you look
miserable. I say,
stupid.
I'm show you it already, but at the end of the day, you still a come ask me, and then me I go show you side. Then this is how it go.
All right. On that, this is how it go. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break from Sex on the Bridge. Yes, with my guest. We'll be right
SOB.
back. All right. Welcome back to Sex on the Bridge. Yes, you can download the app, the Bridge 99 FM, one word. And I'm in studio with Randy Rich
Boom bang.
and Rashawn. And I'm also joined by Zoom by Sonia. Did you see any changes in your partners during the pandemic? Forget about what they could do or can't do. Did you see any physical or emotional changes in them?
Not really till it I go reach down to the part.
The
where-
dirt.
Yeah.
Right.
I never
down to
really
the
see
dirt.
it like that. You know, cause you know, then again, me always just a look. I'm always like the solution. Like I'm here problem 2 times, solution. Now if you come with the problem 3rd time, take a. So me just always a solution. Me I look for now. So me never really I look for the problem them all the time. Like, you know what I mean? If you say what really I go down there, so me just want this for work.
But in the pandemic now, did you see any kind of signs? Like, was she complaining, moody,
No. Never.
just
did.
No.
just to the end of it?
No.
None of that.
Me, I'm merely the problem.
Oh, you.
When me start say everything, cause me quiet, me sing and me watch. Me are the problem. Because me know say time for start cut. Cause me not carry
It
it
a go-
further.
It will always be a problem when you see, it's just like you have love, you have hate, balance. Like you have up, you have down, left, you have right. So if me clean, I use not use a purse when I use the cleansing, it's like, if me say this, wait, name I say, it has sound annoying to you, you know.
Right.
And you're not going to realize that the right thing, you know. Although you're not used to it, at the right thing. It going to sound annoying, like, every minute he might tell me to move that and sweep up the sound. So you're going to maybe get, I'm maybe seeing that, I can't bother with this.
So were you seeing that at all?
I think at a point me did I see that, like, you take up that, move that, you can't move that from the center, you know.
If it
So-
don't belong there, and
yeah.
she start complaining back
So
to
it
you.
start feel, maybe
Start
like,
feel
a
pressured.
strain, yeah, pressure. You get me I say?
As me start pressure you now. Babes, the fabrics off not train at the clothes. Babes, how much time the clothes rings.
Yeah.
Babes, oh the food I
And me
put on
can't,
the pot.
me
Watch
can't
the rice.
understand why.
Eh, face come
Well, I guess that people still, but me can't understand why you can't say this is the right thing me I show you, you know. And I know what me I living in your skin for just to be a 9, you know.
This is just making your
This is
space
just
nice.
Yeah, and not even just my space because me
or
don't
space.
think,
Or
me don't think for myself.
Yeah,
That we
or
mean.
space.
So anything when me I do are we, us. You get me I say? Kinda I in a
As it's-
team, you know.
No, and it's now your and my space
No.
because we're locked down.
Our space.
Yeah, our space.
Not even more so. Me just always think say dealing with somebody, like if me consider you as my other half, you know, as long as me have something is like my thing and your thing and your thing and my thing. Well, me don't know if you would have the same view as me.
True.
You get me? I say, cause me can say my thing and your thing and you are saying my thing and my thing.
No, but you would have been on a page that you think that we're on the same.
Yeah, we're on the same.
Yeah, because you're not stupid. You're not gonna get a girl that my thing and my thing and your thing and my thing. Even if she think it, that's not what she's portraying to you.
Right?
No, well, it come out on the back, man.
It always been and it always been like this to like. So for instance, we'd have one mango tree in the yard, and the mango them drop. You have 3 mango, and you have small, medium, and large. You know, at the man at the head of the house.
So you
say
give
no
him the
man
big
at the-
one.
You give him the big one.
Yeah.
No, and I say go. She
You
eat
want
the big one.
And give you the
And I want she eat it.
So you never seen a sign that she's selfish? Well, she told you she was.
She tell me, but as me I say,
So why you never believe?
No, honestly, me not believe. But sometimes I move. I think it's stupid. Me no know. Me just I said to myself, right then, we can't change this. You know, make sure she said this is wrong. We
Cause you're
can't do
not
it that
selfish,
way.
you're
You know,
100 for
yeah.
her.
You get me? Yeah. Me want to see that change. You know, it's not my way. It's not your way. It's just the right way. I always tell people this. Anyhow, me I do something and you realize, say, listen, him just I do it because I true him feel it so you go. I'm like people challenge me to, you know. And some people feel like say why me I say something okay, then if you sit down and me don't want to robot, me don't want to challenge me, but as long as you challenge me in the right way, because some people want to be disrespectful in a way.
And just bullying over
And just,
on the
yeah,
point.
exactly, on the
As
point.
it's my point or no point.
No point at all. You get
No,
me I say?
and you can discuss things.
So me did kind of ignore it, because me I said she can do better, but no. So me I go show her and she go see it. You know? And me I say, alright then, but
Sonia, you heard them. What effect does socialization have on emotional development?
Okay. Wow, that's a big jump there from what from what we're talking about, Carlene. Okay. So socialization is what lessons do you learn from being in a group of people, okay? And particularly in the home. Kids growing up in a certain environment in the home, they get messages from how their guardians, parents, and so on respond to them.
Right.
With regards to emotions now, how a parent or a guardian responds to a child's emotions tells the child whether that emotion is acceptable or not acceptable. Right? So if a child gets angry and acts out and so on, and they're reprimanded for their behavior, they kind of learn, okay, the behavior is not acceptable.
Right.
Okay, and they can start to almost judge themselves as well and monitor their own behavior. So as it relates to emotional development now, specifically emotional development, you are well developed emotionally if number one you
Hold
can
on.
understand.
Can I break it? So you think this has to do with how they were brought up, this behavioral pattern that they're now in their adulthood, planning their own life, has to do with how they were brought up? Do you think?
Well, I mean, based on if you don't mind me commenting on what I'm hearing, right?
Yes.
It sounds
Yes. Yeah.
sounds as if during the pandemic, right, the conflict arose, right? There's conflict in relationships all the time, but sometimes you have more emotional resources to deal with conflict in a healthy way.
Like
It sounded like everybody had a short week, as it were, during the pandemic, right? We already frustrated, we already feel cabin fever, we can't go nowhere, no sense of control. That means you had, for many of us, we had very little emotional resilience left over to deal with conflict and have have a healthy conflict resolution conversation. So I can see that it appears that things that would not have affected the relationship had everybody not been constrained and kind of burnt out, as it were, ended up affecting them during the pandemic, is what I think I'm getting. Is that fair, Randy and Rashawn?
No, I just think that we get to know each other better in the pandemic based on what was told. Get what I'm saying? So that is the issue for me.
And then in my how could I forget that she wanted an open relationship?
Oh my.
What does
Okay.
explain?
Okay.
All right, hold on. What does that
Me
mean?
have so much emotion and feelings
Feelings.
and always me selfish.
I'm not sure. What you mean?
So I could have been out there doing whatever and it just doesn't bother.
But she first told you she was selfish.
Yeah.
So,
So
what
she
what
want
you mean by
open-
open relationship?
She tired there now. So that's why she do that.
I
She
mean,
tired of him.
Yeah, what does that mean? She wanted to see another guy or bring another girl to you?
me don't know. I mean, it was just she just want to have an open relationship.
In my
but me
head,
never-
open relationship.
yeah, it's you
You
having
get
an
a
ex.
consent for go out,
Forgot
same
all
way, and she
that.
still
We cannot
have
do
you.
a thing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
That there was always she always bring up. You remember no, we can't say them people name. Them have a red table. Jada.
Pinkett
oh
Smith,
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Will Smith and
Will
Jada.
Smith
Yeah.
and Jada.
She always talk about them and me I say, hey, me could live the life there. Me could, me a man.
Or was
August.
she trying to just
Try
Check
initiate and that check me like maybe I check me.
or
for say-
just say what you'd say so she can think, okay,
Yeah,
you might be going.
And then boy, me I tell you, listen. There was so many red like she tell me so she never did well now the last partner when it took a break up she said she just no want ready for commit. She no want commit.
I'm confused.
Are you hearing that, Sonia?
Yeah. And then she tell me say, me deserve better and me a good man and all of the things. But me still did a try like more on this work and this more for her.
No, man.
Me say why you can't be the good woman? Be the woman then. Me deserve a be the woman no?
Yeah,
be the
'cause you
woman.
want.
Cause you know say you know me deserve that. Be the woman then no?
No, you
I
didn't
guess.
need my personality them time that go on.
Like seriously, you know?
Mm-mm.
And ladies, every listeners and viewers, and all the time are the man of the problem now. It's just that we don't complain like you all.
True.
And I can't tell you too. Mother say most of the time are the woman are the problem, but that just show we bottled up things. We're not express. We're not expressive.
Because we want so whatever empress.
And,
come
and,
on.
Yeah.
and sometimes that could be the biggest problem.
Now, sometimes
Communication.
are the biggest problem that because
So it
growing up
come-
as a kid, if you notice, a little boy I grew up and him a run or him a play and him drop on him, you hear the mother, oh get up, yeah girl, stop the balling. Right? So him grew up now for be this person. Him not show no emotion. Him not have that. And some of the parents them even know they even worse. Them not show love. Them things are giving them picking them this tablet and this thing
Money
and show
and
them
new
love and
phone.
give them money. No. That's why I say most of them now no grow up and love them, grow up and survival. You get me I say? So we know as male, we not grow with that
With
whole
that tenderness,
emotion,
so
you know,
you're
like
keeping everything.
we battle up everything. And
how does-
as me you did that talk about the other day, me 100 and I should say 200% against
Violence against
against, and not even just woman alone, man too, cause we've been a face violence long time. So me don't want people always are differentiate. No, stop the violence against women. Stop the
Because it
violence
happens
against
more. Let's be real. It happens more. Really and truly.
with what?
Violence
With
against
what?
women
Women?
happen
Yeah,
more.
it happens
Nah,
more.
but with man,
Yeah,
look how
more
long man are
women are-
dead. How long man are dead?
Not
What
by
kind of
women.
woman
though.
kill them?
No, I mean,
Yeah, no. Violence by women way more than men. I'm not going to say woman no box up some man who can't get
I
boxed
say
up.
that in a real life, I'm say should that me?
yeah, so we not grow with that. So what you think happen now? In a the relationship,
You don't know how to separate.
Me no know
Explain it.
explain it. I mean, know. So me and you know,
Shut
you got the have a man I give me bun now. And me sit down now and ladies always have a support system. Women always have support system. No care if I want to Jezebel friend on this or want a
Sandra
mother
on this,
somebody. If it's even one male friend.
Even if men have friends and not telling
We
them.
not
hold
support.
that now, you move, so hold up your chest,
girl,
brother.
onto the
Yeah,
girl
girl
down
clown there, hold up your chest, man.
So here what now? Me sit down on one part now. This a tear me out. Who me I got talk to? Me can't chat to nobody. Now me come back in the house now. You know, we to talk about everything what's been taking place, what's been going on. Like, so why you do this? And then you gonna be defensive about the actions where you like.
You creative.
What you think me I gonna do? Listen. No violence against women. But what you think I gonna happen? And everybody I gonna can angle it like me, like Roshan, like, you know, and just say, go on with your ways.
All right, let's hear this caller first, because you know we don't want them credit.
Yeah, man.
Hello, good night.
Good night, and how are you?
I am good. I'm in the company of two young men.
Bridge 99 to the world.
Bridge 99 to the world. Yes.
Yeah, man, this is Dennis, man, a.k.a. Have No Fear.
All right.
I don't know if you know that name then.
I have no fear.
I have no fear.
Richie B, we're all the way up on Richie B, a man.
Yes, man. I have heard you
man.
before.
Yeah, and Carlene, you know, so I know you remember me though.
Oh, Lord.
From having 8 years.
Respect then.
All right. I used to live on Canal Drive, and you live up the road, you know.
Yes, because I lived on Canal Drive too.
All right. No further. Yeah, man, I would like to add a comment to that.
Yes.
Relation to that about. As the man has said, over time, another man had a problem in the thing. You see me? Some things when I go through, and we just hold it like what a man there talk. You see me? Because what I want to do, I make nothing at all, but I mean, I don't care how you see me in a deep ditch. I always have a smile. And if you say something you can't know. Yeah. Sometimes I know the man, them are the problem, and the woman. We love women, but sometimes they get problem, but we can't abuse woman. Yeah, we just laugh it off and just put the best outside.
Or go your separate ways.
Boy, me and you can laugh it off and walk away. And everybody have the same.
No for the man them weak, brother.
Yeah, I mean.
No for the man them weak. They would want to learn from me and your strength then. You hold them up.
True.
Yeah.
I remember say,
we have to learn to love.
So did you have a COVID breakup?
Hello?
Did you have a COVID breakup?
COVID? No.
Okay.
But a long-term breakup. Yeah.
Long-term
You know what I'm saying? Right now, my wife was foreign and if you call me, I call her.
Oh, she don't call you. If you don't call her, she don't call you.
No, if she don't call me, don't call her.
Oh.
Because I me say I have no fear. I go anywhere. Yeah. So more time a man will able to say I have no fear. In a relation to when me go through and when me bear. You see me?
Yes.
But me always have a smile in face and just laugh and something there and run tear joke and you see me? Run me taxi. Because right now I know where to Westmoreland. You see me?
Okay. But during this relationship with her, have you ever cheated on her?
Me?
Yes.
Every man and woman cheat.
Every man and
Not
woman cheat?
necessarily.
Every man and woman cheat.
No.
every man lie, every woman cheat.
No.
Hello.
No.
If you not cheat in acting, you know. If you not cheat in acting, let me tell you as far as
Cheating have to do with just
Right, physical, but cheating is cheating and not every woman cheat.
Well, I know, listen what me I said out, princess, because I want that out. That's why we don't own we do it. But he's a straightforward person. You see, even seeing a woman and saying something like that, when you don't see a cheat and they're quiet do it.
Right, but not every woman do that.
Lost.
Yeah.
Man will do that.
I cheat, we call it.
Of course, it depends how far you take it though.
All right, then.
Man will do that, woman do that too.
No,
right.
not
No.
Woman and
I
talk
mean-
and them and meditate so them want to go home with that boy there tonight.
Yeah.
No, that's not a
Hey,
woman,
you know
that's
what
some
I'm
girl.
You see, brother, if you didn't
Real
buy
woman and do them something there.
Okay.
anyhow, when you didn't buy a while ago, buy a 2 Guinness.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you talk the truth.
All right.
Anyway, I like the program still, and I
Thank
first
you.
check in for the program.
All right.
And to me, I
Welcome.
drive, you know, and I have to pay attention to the phone. I go and focus on the road.
Yes,
So,
please.
Alright, yeah, man.
Yes,
you just
please.
go and bless up on yourself. And I
Yes.
beg you,
Alright,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Fair. Big
And
up
thanks for
yourself.
calling.
Mrs.
Easy.
Clark, bless
No-
up on yourself.
No
Every
fear.
Tuesday
No
night,
fear.
see you next Tuesday.
All right, no problem, man. I mean, say I have no fear, man.
I have no fear. All right, Sonia, you've been listening to them and hear some of the views. How important is communication in relationships?
It's very, 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 very important. I think everybody knows that, it goes without saying. But the truth is that a lot of people don't know what that looks like. You know, communication is more than talking and listening. You know, one of the things that was said earlier is that men are kind of told not to cry, not to feel certain emotions, right? And as a result, they kind of suppress it so much that they lose touch with how they feel. So many men only know one emotion, and that's anger, right? They've lost their sense of being able to appreciate other kinds of emotions. Okay, so as a result, it's hard for them to connect with their own needs, because your emotions are only activated if you have something, if there's a need for some, you know, that's how your brain works. It activates an emotion to get your attention to something. Okay, but when it's almost like you're losing another sense that you've been given, as it were, because, you know, emotions give you information. And when men lose touch with that, they lose touch with important needs, getting important needs met in a healthy way, but also they lose touch with emotions in other people, namely their partner. And so sometimes it's hard for them to be empathetic, hard to connect, hard to really connect with their partners, because they've kind of lost the ability to connect with themselves through important emotions. And that can then impair your ability to communicate. Because you don't even have a language to express how you feel. Okay, so it's hard to communicate what's really going on, because you've suppressed that skill.
How do they get through that? What would you recommend for them to get through that? You know, well, to be honest with you, well, as you know, I don't know if the gentlemen know, but I'm a couples therapist, right? And a big part of helping couples is giving them the language for emotion. So I actually have different little charts and so on, and I'll explain to them, look, when you feel sad, it's because you have lost something important. Okay, focus on what it is you've lost, so that you can come to terms with that, and then cherish other things that are similar to that which is lost. Okay, that's the point of the sadness. Too many men or other people who are taught to suppress their emotions, instead of experiencing the sadness and trying to understand what it means, they shut it out. You know, they might drink it away, or, you know, they do something. Gal it out, just have no
Gal it out, exactly, right? Okay, all kind of things, just so as not to feel it. And as a result, then their decision making, it comes out in other unhealthy ways that doesn't serve them. You know what I mean? So one of the things is actually giving people a language. If you feel jealous, right? Okay, it's because you're worried about losing something important to you, right? So the jealousy is a message to you to do something to renew the connection you have with the person. But most people, they feel jealous, and it just brings up an anger, and they act out on the anger. So
it make the problem worse than it was before.
And make the problem worse, exactly. Okay, so a lot of it is about understanding yourself, and when you feel something, what it actually means. Every single emotion has a meaning. If you're angry about something, it means there's something you want that you're not able to get. okay, or there's a sense of injustice in not getting something you want.
Yeah,
okay?
like when
so
she
figure
don't clean
out
the
what it is
bathroom
you
good.
want, and then take sorry.
Like when she don't clean the bathroom good and him getting mad with it.
Upset.
Amen, right? Figure out what it is you want, and then you're better able to communicate the need that you have in a healthy way, right? Boy, I have to tell you the truth, if you, I don't know if it's Rashawn that said it, but if you have a need for her to clean the bathroom, the way how you said it it was Rashawn. Okay, the way how you say it sound really nice, But more time and not so you go
On the side, sir. I'm telling you the truth. It's not so it go on the side talk. I never said that.
No. You're going to be angry, frustrated, and you're going to lash out. And her reaction is probably she going to be defensive. She's not going to say, oh, it's true. Let me go. Because of the way,
might be like,
right? You start off the communication wrong.
It's a big 28-year-old so 13 and off a clean bathroom. I walk on your saw.
Right. And so she'll go say, you're right. Better fix it up.
Yeah, your helper.
Me always a clean it.
Me, I know your helper.
Always a clean it.
Yeah. Next thing she tell you.
Ask her first, and where to ask her itself to
Ask
clean
it
it.
nicely. Remember this particular day, I went, use the bathroom, come back out, in the bed, I watch TV from morning. Time that me at work, I send out some invoice and some stuff, and I say, Sophie, you can't go tired of the bathroom. You know, so every morning I wash face basin and toilet, and weekend the bath need for clean.
And
What
did
is
she
happening? What you mean? I say, what you mean? What, can you go and clean the bathroom, please? She go in the bathroom and she start mumble. She grumble. She start cuss. When me hear the two bad word them chip out, I say, oi, what go on in here, sir? You tell me if you come clean bathroom after me and watch my show. I say, me pay 300,000 for the TV where you lie down in there so I watch, and you gotta tell me say you can't clean the bathroom and me I use? What you mean? Big 28-year-old woman so 30 can't clean bathroom.
29.
Man past 29, I got 30.
And she look, she off, she puff.
Cause at this point now, Sonny, she's gonna just mess it up.
Yeah, right. That's how she not got business now.
Yeah, because you don't style me.
I don't style me. She don't like. Yes, sometimes communication is great, but if you not comprehend with me and communicate, it not gonna work.
Yes, thank you.
That's
Because I went
Sonia?
to you decently and I asked
Well,
you.
it's a two-way street, Communication has two parts: a speaker and a listener. Everybody have their responsibility.
Yeah.
Makes sense. If the speaker speaks Spanish and the listener speak English. Them not gonna communicate, right? So it is one person has to be aware of how they're communicating and what they're saying, do the best they can, and similarly the listener has to pay attention. So communication is not just me, a listener, understand. It is you trying to connect with me through how you're presenting to me as well. It's a two-way street still.
We're gonna take a break on that two-way street and come back with a four-way highway. All right, we soon be back. Sex on the Bridge. Yes. Welcome back to Sex on the Bridge. Yes, I am in here with Randy from Stone Love,
Rich.
and Rashawn from everywhere, and Sonny, of course, on Zoom. From Teo's Therapy, Sonny from Teo's Therapy, yes. Where I think we all probably need to go when we're done, especially these two. Sonny, I want to ask a question specific to Jamaican culture. Do you think there is a communication? Is there communication, or is there connection between our men and socialization? Why they do certain things, violence against women?
There are components of how our men are socialized that are contributors, not the only contributors, Carlene, but are part of the contributors to violence. So in relation to what we've been talking about, because men are socialized not to express certain emotions, they're not able to regulate them very well, okay? But when you suppress your emotions in certain ways, when they do kind of bottle up after a time, they don't go away, right? Just because and eventually they can be expressed as violence. And so too often, our men, as a result, their way of problem solving comes out in violence against their partners. They don't, and it's about being able to regulate emotions properly, which they have never been taught. So it is in that way that teaching boys in particular that expressing certain emotions is wrong, causes them to suppress them, number one, causes them to not be able to manage them well, number two, and causes them to be externalized, is what we call it, in terms of aggression in many ways, which they don't have any control over anymore because they haven't been taught to handle emotions well. And then, of course, their partner is the physically weaker sex, and the rest is history, as they say. So that is the connection between what we teach our boys, that's the socialization part, what we teach our boys about emotions, and how that can develop into aggression and therefore violence.
What can everyday people do to change this, this narrative? What can they do? How do we see sometimes if we can even see the signs, but what can we do? What can we contribute to, uncle, friend, cousin, mother, father, sister, brother? How can we help? Each person can help to change this.
Yeah, well, you know what? If we're going to be really serious about it, guess what, Carlene? It starts with our boys, right? Or it starts with human beings too, because the numbers of boys are greater, but sometimes it's women too, as we all acknowledged earlier in your program, right? So it starts with how we teach, boys and girls, children, about emotions, how to handle them, what they mean. What's the best use of them, how you can use them to make good decisions. Okay, it's about teaching them in the family, from the beginning of time. Then after that, we have we have generations and generations of people now who don't have those skills, and so it's to the extent that if you're in a relationship with somebody, you can help them to name what they're experiencing. So, in a perfect world, imagine that Randy and his partner talking, and they're having a problem, and she's losing her temper, or she's feeling sad or something. If they can just label it, you're beginning to manage it right there, right? So imagine if he could say to her, boy, I can see that something I said to you has caused you to, feel
a certain type of
upset in some way. It has affected you.
Or made you say something.
Exactly. Something happened a while ago. Talk to me. How you feeling? Can you give me a word for how you're feeling? Okay. And that is a much more constructive start. Those are not ways we're taught to speak at all. That is too much vulnerability. That mean we don't go there.
Himself.
And when a man start do that, it's like, really, yeah.
Exactly. So you're talking socialization right there. You've been taught that it's not okay to speak in those terms. Not okay. So it is helping people to really paying attention to each other and to how paying attention to body language, trying to read between the lines to say, look, the person that I care about is feeling something. What is it? And what is causing them to feel that way? You know what I mean? Having those conversations rather than just describing the behavior that we're seeing, and condemning and judging the behavior that we're seeing.
People these days
instead trying to get below, dig below the behavior to what's going on inside the person that is being expressed in this
people
way.
These days don't even want to find out what's going on. Them from something happen, them ready for lift up and cut. Nowadays nobody know how to fix nothing.
True.
Everybody just want, all right, this happened, done.
But sometimes not to be fair. Sometimes because the problem has been happening, and you keep talking about the same thing. Like, let's use Rashawn's situation.
But Carlene, if you don't mind, I think we keep talking about the same thing in the same way.
Exactly. If
Right,
every day
so-
if every day I come in from work and I say, please don't leave your shoes at the door, I start moving them and you keep doing it. As human being, you're gonna start thinking it's because she doesn't care.
Yeah, she never is there.
Right.
If-
Although, let me share something with you, Carlene.
Yes.
It's so interesting that you brought that up. There's a lot of research that shows that you're likely to get a better result if you express what we call a positive need. So you saying, please don't do this, that's a negative need. And there's a
Right.
lot of
Oh.
studies that say if you say instead, please do this, you have a better chance. So if I come home and your shoes in the corridor and I say, could you please put your shoe on the shelf for me in the evening?
Yeah.
There's a
you
higher
know.
probability
That
you would
not
do
in
it,
some
yeah.
cases, but there's a significantly higher probability that you're gonna get what you want, and it's just that small nuance
Word.
there can make a big difference. You know what I mean?
But-
Because unfortunately, human beings with sensitive body, all of us, even the big
If
strapping man, they were
no
strong
extra
inside, right?
sensitive. The women
Right?
them know
It's
extra sensitive, but like
So if Carlene said to Randy, please don't leave your shoes right there. So sometimes all
To
Randy
Ryan.
hears a criticism, you know.
yeah.
You know, or Rashawn.
No.
Anyone.
My own is Ryan.
Oh, okay. Ryan, got you. All Ryan here is a criticism. And immediately, what is he going to be? Defensive. Once you
Yes.
criticize me, I'm not going to say, tell me more about what is wrong with me. No, I'm going to defend myself, right? So, if it's one thing you can take from today in terms of how you communicate, so that is a communication skill that a lot of people haven't been taught. You're not just being able to say what I want you to start doing for me, rather than what we've been taught is to say, stop, do this. I don't like this. I don't like that. And the person doesn't feel as much agency to fix the problem.
It's more of a commanding.
Versus if you had said, do this for me instead.
Yeah.
It's more commanding, like in a respectful way, other than demanding.
But then you have some people who think you're being
demanding.
no in the case like being another way, like you're trying to be, oh yes, I know you mean move it.
Yeah.
But because you understand, you have people who are difficult, I'm telling you, that will turn around just anything.
Anything.
Even
And when
in
you
a
find them
positive
people,
way.
when you find them people, still, nowadays people, when you find them people where they are a turn around the things, them like run, left them, go on, tell them go on. Trust me.
Although, wait man, hold on, not so fast. Hi, hello, no man. If this person is extra sensitive, right? Chances are when you say something to them, it triggers something. So there's a history there, right? There's a history where
Yes.
I'm used to being criticized. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe Randy is not about you necessarily.
Yeah,
Natalia,
yeah.
But I have a history where my mother, my sister, my brother, all them used to do criticize.
Yeah,
So
you
once
carrying
you
it
come and ask
Never
me
go down with that generation. You can't
Right?
Never go
But-
down with
but
the
if somebody-
generation.
Yeah,
Never
you
go
know,
fix
it's
all of this
not,
now.
It's not. Yeah, but here's the thing. Listen to me now. It is when you're in a relationship with somebody and these things come up, that you have an opportunity to ask yourself, what happened to me that is causing me
Me.
to respond like this? And if you can do that, you are getting to know yourself better.
Oh.
And when you know yourself better, you have better opportunity for your partner to get to know you.
What
You
are
see what
some
I'm saying?
what are some of the reasons that somebody who's in a relationship, who's going through all the problems, should stay? What are some of the signs, or some of the, like for instance, if him love me, I'ma love him, but we can't work. What are some of the things to make you stay before we break up? What are the things? Yes, let's say it's not about communication, it's a lot of everything. What are some of the strong points that you should stay?
I think the
Okay,
efforts.
I think what some of the important thing is how committed is this person to you?
To you, yeah.
Okay, and by committed I mean when things get tough, because things are gonna get tough. That's
Things
all
are
life
gonna get
is.
tough. Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Is this person gonna stick by me, or are they gone? Right? That is a measure of commitment, right? So number one, you want to know, is this person committed? Are they in it with me for the long haul or not? That's a big one, right? Is this person willing to work with me for us to figure this out together?
Suffer
Right?
through it.
Because some people
Yeah,
are just
then how we
in
going
love
to-
with the image and
you
the
know,
idea.
when we have a problem, are we going to sit down and really
Reason it
dig in
out.
and try and understand where the other person is coming from, figure this out together? Are we going to tackle the problem together, or is this problem going to make us start attack each other instead of attacking the problem together? You know what I mean? How do you get a sense that the person wants to work things out with you?
Yeah. Other than leave
know?
it alone.
Yeah, and then the big one is this
Loyalty,
person treating me with
commitment.
respect.
Respect.
That's a big one, you
Respect.
know. If they're not treating you, if they're kind of causing you to feel, treating you with indignity, maybe not. Maybe that's not a
The
place
pair.
for you to stay too long.
I don't
You know what I'm
understand still.
saying?
Every relationship start good. But people wanna understand, listen, it I go get to a point, cause this is how you know who's strong, who can keep this.
Exactly.
Nobody thinks say, him never stays or she never stays, so when we just meet, the people change. It does take two strong persons to say, listen, okay then, you're losing it right here, and I think we need to fix this. Alright, it'll get boring, make we start do something new, do something different. We used to have the car, the back of open, now we're gonna close it now. Do something different, spice up the relationship. This is why people leave from one relationship to another, you know. And little did they know, just like you're not gonna find everything in one person. You never ever.
You can. Probably depends what you're looking for.
No, you can't find. You're gonna find a person with the buckle, them not the car, the cover. You're gonna find a person with the cover, them not the buckle.
Okay.
So
True.
it's what you can work with now. Okay then, alright then. I want them can work with them until them get the cover or the buckle. It depends.
Alright, you
But
work
Sonia,
with
if
them.
Some
he
people
tells
that
Sonia, if he
Randy,
tells
or
him
can I accept them without?
one
Without
or the other,
one of them.
But Sonia, isn't this that he comes with this mentalness? He will never find somebody with everything that he needs because he comes with that mindset.
But how would you
I
find
wouldn't
somebody
say
with
that,
second?
Carlene. Here's the
No,
thing.
I just want to know.
There's no such thing as perfect soulmates, right?
No,
Any
no.
person you get involved with, you're getting involved with a set of problems.
A set of problems. So how you
me
can
and
work
Randy
with.
get involved, we're gonna have A, B, C problem, right? If you and Randy get involved, you're gonna have D, E, F problem. You know, every relationship.
So
no
hold
matter
on,
who it is,
you're saying
has-
relationship has to have problems?
Yeah. So how you gonna know who's strong?
Absolutely.
It,
Carlene, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every relationship has to have conflict. Anybody that come and tell me, say them not have no conflict.
somebody
in
a play
their
one fake role.
Absolutely.
Somebody have a
Somebody's
hidden.
repressed.
Somebody have a hidden
You ever
agenda.
have conflict?
Somebody
You're
has
going to
something. Have conflict. Some
Yeah.
disagreement. Have to go on for who know how we learn
I just
from
want
this.
them know. I
Because
just want them here. And not saying.
Once people are expressing how they really feel and are, that is a formula for conflict. Because once you have two people that are different, our differences is going to be the source of conflict.
Yeah.
Right? You can't have a relationship that doesn't have conflict is if you're in a relationship with yourself.
With
That's the
yourself,
only way.
exactly.
Okay?
No,
So that's
no.
why.
Even in
So
a relationship with
that is
yourself, you
why-
must find a fault with yourself. Like, why
True.
we keep on doing
Why
this?
me keep on
keep
doing this?
No, only fault is.
But that's why commitment is important. You know, is this person going to work through the conflicts that we're bound to have? Is this person going to work through it with me? Or is the person going to say, no, me no, I know this, me sign up.
And
for
I
my
this
gun."
sign up for my God.
Yeah, but when we finally get to meet the person, like how COVID lock we in, and we finally find out who you are, your really
Rashawn,
dirty
I'm not
traits.
talking about deal breakers.
Yeah,
You will
not deal
have
breaker.
some issues that are deal breakers. The reality is, deal breakers are the minority of conflict,
Yeah.
True.
right? But true, you're going to come upon something where, you know, with you know, this can't work for two of us. And then, okay, we agree to part. But that is the minority of cases.
yeah.
What happens in many breakups and many difficulties in relationship is that when the conflict comes, two people don't have the skills to work it through well. So when I come home and I see your shoes in the corridor, I don't want it there, so I take it up, licking at your head with it rather than could you please put the shoes on the shelf for me, right?
Yeah,
so
because after the third day, you feel like you're his mom or her father. If you keep telling her, take up the shoes, even whichever way
no,
she
you have
want
to
to say.
understand it. As we said, this is where it comes down to how long you can do it, like how long you can work with this person. Because some people are slow learner, you know.
Right.
No, yeah, some people are.
Carlene, all I'm saying is, effective communication increases the probability that you're going to get what you want. Increases the probability. It don't mean it's a foolproof something.
Right.
That makes sense? It's not going to work every single time.
True.
Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? So yes, you're going to meet somebody who is never going to pick up their shoes. And you have to decide, is that a deal breaker or
right.
not?
I can live with that. I say I can live with that. That's the least.
We can't kick it out of the way.
Yeah, I'll take it up. That's the least of the problem.
When Marita, I'm seeing us kick it over. So I wake up a morning.
Problem.
In fact, listen to me. If you ask my husband, him close drawer behind me in the kitchen 75 times every day. He just walk behind me and shook the drawer them closed. And him reach a point now, he's 25 years in married. He reach a point now, he not embarrassed nothing to me, He just close the drawer.
Exactly. Because
he just shut the cupboard. When him come in the kitchen behind me, every single cupboard door open, every drawer out, everything open when me in the kitchen I cook. Right? And as him turn around, so boom, him licking head in it. Him licking at something. But he just reach a stage now, he can live with that.
Yes.
Right? He can live with that. So he just take time, close it.
Yeah.
And say a little prayer. And then he close the other one.
I think if you practice it, it will work. I take 21 days to break into a habit, So I think if you practice really.
It's not a deal breaker.
No, as she's saying, that's not that she has way more qualities than for me, left her for locking no door and no drawers.
Yeah.
And she's a working woman.
That
she has
is
more
it.
thing on her head for go stop for think about the drawer when she know her husband will close without any problem. Yeah.
He cut me some slack.
Yes.
Yeah, that's he'll put up with that because I'm certain you probably put up with probably more than that.
Of course, absolutely.
How do you help, or what would you say to how do they recover from a breakup? What are some of the things people should do, especially these two, but people in general, man and women?
Okay. Well, since you have two guys sitting beside you, let me tell you, most often when men break up, it's unusual that these two men are talking about it. A lot of times, because men have not been taught to confront and express their feelings when they break
well,
up.
I had to beg them.
Yeah.
Street time. Street time is no.
True.
I had to even tell them, I go and show them the questions. I said, and then
well, they're good sport. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. You're a good sport because a puny, smaller man would not step up to the plate like you guys. So I lift my hat to you. But the truth is that when people break up, men in particular they don't talk about it. Them don't want nobody know. Them no, them go on like this. Them have this sense of bravado. Everything all right, me Chris. Not now go on, me cool.
And deep down,
kind of like
deep down,
good, right? And that means that, and for that reason, they cannot get their emotional needs met. They can't get the support they need from them friend, from them family. That sort of a thing, and it makes the healing harder and leaves them feeling more bitter, and they can take that into other relationships. So the first thing I would say is hold on to your support system because they will help you to process what you're going through in a more positive way. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a big thing, first of all, The next thing I guess I would say is a lot of times when you get in a relationship, you kind of shut down the other parts of your life. So you stop do this, you stop do that, you stop go check your granny, you stop this and that and so on. You stop doing things that interest you, in the interest of the relationship. And sometimes it's important to go back to those things. Resume the activities that you may have given up, whilst you were in this relationship. That is also something else I would tell you to help you with the healing. You know what I'm saying? Also, another thing is to give yourself a little time to grieve. Remember what I said, you feel sad when you lose something important, right? So I would encourage people who are going through a breakup to give themselves some time to feel, to feel bad, to feel, if it's about a betrayal, to feel the betrayal. Don't shut down on what you're feeling. Don't compartmentalize and try run from it, and you know what I mean, pretend everything is everything. It's not. It's not.
Especially if you cared and love the person.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, everybody did see me, I
The
do
more
this and
you
I do that.
care-
Why make a hide?
Yeah.
I cry. You me shed little tears, man. I call my
Why
brother.
you hide?
I call my brother at one time, man, and cry, man. I tell him, say, yo, and I say, yo, everything good, man. You see, my brother just always tell me, say, yo, it's the life where me I live, which is him. He must say, I always tell my wife, because he's married now, over 3 years now. He say, I always tell my wife, say, my life for me I live, and my life, I run the rich life, this, because I am a family person. I'm family oriented. Me love family. Me love, my born in a love. My mother, Debbie, love. Love, my mother last name, Say, my born in a love, You get me? I say, so, I mean, I call my brother, I'm cry, man. And, I say,
And was that good for him to do?
For sure.
Me feel really because me get that support system that have him saying to me,
Exactly.
Virgin, I want you, man, you're a good man. Just know, say, somebody out there where, him I tell me all of them something that me aside him. Still feel bad in myself, but, talking until me just eventually say, me look at myself and I say, but me never do this. Me start evaluate now. Me start put it on a scale now. Me did always been good. Because sometimes women are manipulative to make you feel bad, like say you do this and you do that. So you sit down and live in it like Jesus Christ. And me make that relationship a mash up. And just because over the years it always been like every time a relationship mash up, I must the dirty man. I him do the woman this and him. And me I tell you, men I go through some things up to date now, where we just not talk about it,
And mental abuse.
And me I tell you, trust me. If we just get that support system, they're like women, I tell you, things that the whole crime rate and the violence.
Sonny Winter, I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and I would love for you to tell the viewers, listeners, how can they get in touch with you? What's your next gender, if there's any, because we're going to continue talking.
Thanks a lot, Carlene. Thanks for the opportunity. So viewers can find me at teahousetherapy.com. TEA, like you drink tea.
Yeah, tea.
teahousetherapy.com, and I'm on social media as well as Teahouse Therapy. And once you go there, you can send us direct messages and so on, and we'll be there to support you.
Okay. I want to thank you so very much for being on Sex on the Bridge, and I hope
Thank you.
it made a difference for Randy and
man,
Rashawn.
it made a whole lot of difference. Like, really,
Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Rashawn. It's nice to hear your story.
Yeah.
Because we're going to continue with them
piece of
to
the
ask
story.
some of the story, but we're going to go to a break, and to come back to be a part of the show, you can call in 876-676-4996 or send us a voice note, 876-551-5782. We'll be back on Sex on the Bridge. Yes. Welcome back to Sex on the Bridge. Yes, I'm here with Randy Rich and Rashawn. And you can also be a part of the show. Call in 876-676-4996 or voice note 876-551-5782. We're talking about COVID breakup and the pandemic. I'm going to throw to some call-ins.
Guests are awesome tonight with the insights about emotional impact of being in confined spaces. Feel like we really discovered each other in that zone, your true nature, test of your relationship, and definitely was a place to see if you could express yourself clearly. So the question was, did you want to be with yourself, and how much did you want to be with that person?
To be with yourself.
All right. So one of the guests, the voice note is asking, did you really want to be with the person or not just want to be with yourself?
Me did really want to be the person. Because when I say, alright, next 5 years the daughter gonna come the Sunday about now and
Me,
yeah, we
the
did really
sacrifices that we
yeah.
mean make. Need to really want to be with the person. Like really. You hear me tell you something done with everybody. Me finish done with everybody. I focus on this person now already. You know.
All right. Did
Take
you
on the
try to
world.
get help or work it out before the breakup?
At a point, I will start see now. If you see where we can get counseling, you know, yeah. Me I tell you how deep me start think, me start um
She
look
got
for
this sperm.
help else. But I tell you,
You got
as me say,
sperm.
she did just have fear thing and just want the fear thing. So I could help it. I want thing me know, you know, you can't make somebody do what they don't want to do, you know. No care how you try, no care what.
Did you think at any point that she genuinely loved you?
At a point, yeah. Me not go hide that. Me think so, but what like maybe because of fear ways that overpower the love what she have for me for even stay.
Who broke up with who?
I would say
Just to understand.
who broke up? She left.
She left.
Yeah. And she did just I mean I said why? Like you always I say we can work and yeah you gotta do this and that. I mean I said why? But you know,
Sure.
as we say she just want fear do fear thing and
Roshan, how did yours
Me
go?
caught. Me say I'm going to Florida next week. You have to leave. And mostly in the next 2 weeks. I never go nowhere.
So you never try work it out to get the help?
No.
You did done.
Done.
Because you learned all about you never
Learn.
want to
Woman
learn.
never want to learn.
Randy, did you try and get no help?
no. What did I happen now? We did a refurbish my shop turn it into a bar at the time now, so me the kind of focus on that. Then again, me never hear the question like what go on for it now. So that now did even a play in my head like oh me you fit then or something and ask about my business like regardless of and this is a thing what I think me see with women these days, you know. The man more successful, he maybe have more things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The compliments them hidden.
True.
Them not want to say yo me proud of you.
True.
Them not the women not say these things.
Some women.
Well, yeah, well, to be let me rephrase. With some women,
Yeah.
you get me? I say, now I say, I love this way I do. Like, okay, they see me I go do this.
Encourage it. Come down
No
there. I'll
encouragement, not
fix
there.
it up and help.
Last time I asked her, who I asked somebody in a week, say, when last you hear I love you and you really feel it like it gonna near too
Me
and
as
come
well.
back up. Me could tell last me hear that and feel it.
Oh, God. Let's listen to another voice note.
Agree with Carlene on this point of violence against women. Violence is against males from government, from males, from females, from all walks of life. I can say categorically that women were always viewed as the weaker sex, so they have always been protected. And now it is so, still so, even with the change in time. You know, the cultures have changed where men are still expected to be providers, but women are now stepping out of the households as nurturers and going out saying that they want their own bread. Yeah? So even when they're doing wrong, we protect them, right? You can see it in society. Our young girls can go out and do anything in front of anybody, and they are not penalized. They can wear, even though there's a indecent exposure law, they can wear even panties and brassiere on the road, and they're lauded, you know. But a male dropping pants his butt, not that I'm saying it, I am encouraging it, is cussed out and frowned upon by society, you know, except for those who are deviant like himself. So I disagree with you, Carlene, and I do believe that males are always under attack and are being killed. So when it comes to these outrage when women are being killed, not that I'm saying that it's okay, you know, it does send a biased message. And what is happening is that people are trying to cover up this message, this unwritten code and biased message that is being displayed in our society. In a sense, we need to stop saying stop violence against women and children and stop violence completely. It is our women who are raising our men and our children in this era. And if we have so much murders, so much corruption, so much thing going wrong with our society, then it means that women ought not to be at the position where they are at. Which one, they're taking the headspace of the headship, which is the man. They're also leaving the household where they were meant to be as the helpmate for a man, and they're going out there and taking a men's space. So if we are going to fix these things, we have to recalibrate and step back, fix things, go back to basics to get our culture where it's supposed to be.
All right. First of all, as what he said, I never said men weren't abused. I said more women are being killed by men than women killing men. And that's a fact. This is statistics. Men are killing men, right? But in the other aspect of it, through especially domestic violence, if you have 10 women killed by a man, is one woman kill a man. So that's what I was stating on. Now, as what he said, women going out, there is indecent exposure. That simply means certain clothing shouldn't be out. We're not saying that women going out in their panty and bra is a right or wrong thing. It's for a certain place. Not everywhere. The rule is not everywhere. No, you have a man with his pants below his body and him underpants. Him not exposed nothing. He just looks untidy. At least the girl might be in her bra and panty and she might look appealing or sexy. No, then we understood what the pants below the bottom was. It was created in prison to attract other gay men to gay men. So you're gonna wear a fashion that you don't even know where it's coming from. Just tell me you're not understanding where you're going. No, a woman's place is not in the house as how it's trying to be. I'm not saying any woman is supposed to be a man, but any job that is good enough for a man should be good enough for a woman. Time and place for everything. And I'm not thinking, okay, because if a woman prime minister is there, it's just for male. No. If she's capable and qualified for the job, she should have it. Vice versa. I don't think a woman should get a cook job over a man because she's a woman. He should get the job if he's more qualified than her. So I'm not giving any position for people to be at. I don't think there is no one spot for somebody to be. So, sir, I have facts can give you that more women are killed in domestic violence than men are.
Yeah, in domestic violence. Yeah.
I have another call. I have another voice now.
Oh, the taxi money sound arrogant. I mean, not this but the money sound arrogant. You hear me say? Listen, my brethren, and everybody cheat, brother, and lusting is not considered cheating. All right, it's a desire to have something that your partner may not have, but it doesn't mean that you are desiring to destroy your relationship or going out there to cause some infidelity. Yeah. They say you're seeing in your mind, yes, but not because you see somebody where you like means the boy you're gonna try to cheat upon your woman. And we as Jamaicans, we consider cheating as going to be intimate with somebody. Going out with somebody without our partner's knowledge, having sex without our partner's knowledge. So we're not gonna really try to pretty up the thing and going into the world nitty-gritty. If we try what's the word? If we kinda validate, the minute thing that we used to say cheat. Cheating I went there you go to that somebody or you have sex with somebody, which is the real thing where real people where culture really look upon. So me just all left it this.
If we're gonna be petty about everything, so now you're gonna have a real miserable life. Because let's say, Randy, you and her went out and you saw a beautiful woman that looks good. I don't think it's a problem if you can look at her and say, no man, the woman is sexy.
No man,
pretty.
no, well, yeah.
I can't say that's cheating.
Then let me see woman and them man go to a woman and say, babes, that girl look nice, so she look good.
And you see a car that a girl is in, what, you're gonna oh no, it not look good because you're trying to, no, that's how the cheating would come up because then you might have intention.
Yeah.
But if you see a good looking girl, I mean, you should be able to say, wow,
She
she's
look
sexy.
nice, yeah.
And you move on. You not try go behind her back now for go get her number
Yeah.
or slip her your number. Then that's cheating. But as what he just said, you can't expect everything is gonna, then you're shutting us down from
Yeah, we
being
are
real.
shut down. Yeah, we are shut
You're
down
not
the
making,
reality of life.
you're not going, going, okay, look.
It's just like being a Christian then. And certain dirty music. You in a one taxi, you're gonna hear them. So you can't lock yourself from it. It's already there. You can't lock yourself from it. What me I gonna do? Me in a taxi, you're the only Christian in a meeting and them people are
Driver
listen
turn
to.
down that now.
Driver turn down that. Me not gonna turn it down for you alone and me have 10 more somebody in my car, 5 more somebody in my car. Just for you alone. I better you come out.
All right, we'll go back now. So, Randy, both of you, but I'll say Randy first. What lesson have you learned from the breakup, or is learned?
Right. Life itself is a learning process. So, me always a learn. And we have to say this, you know, when we're dead, we stop learning. Human being, like, you always a learn. So, me just use this as a example of you know, what to look for, or you know, what not to look for,
Like
and
what?
try like a guideline.
Just give me one example of what you would not go into another relationship if you see, or if don't
Trying
see.
to look past the red flag them, all the things that when I see. Like how me I tell you, say, my sister, and the person tell me say I'm selfish, I'm still trying to push it, me nah do that again.
Okay. Rashawn?
Spend more time. First 3 months, 90 days, we in each other face. You have to know what go on the first 90 days.
But don't they pretend up until 9 months?
To be honest,
You have some great pretenders. You have some people who pretend.
The first
long.
90 days.
Both men and women.
That's why I say some people.
Trust me.
You have
Open
some
the car
people.
door till one day you stand up left
And
there like.
me can't pretend so. Me
can't pretend,
I am
Salah.
as real as it get. Me miserable about certain things, and from me I got tell you say, listen. So me can't pretend. Me can't do that pretend.
Can't
something.
pretend.
Me no, I want to tell you too. Me never know play. My brother said to me one time, say, and every time you ever talk and say nothing to people because you know, wait a minute, I'm kind of
Your
learn
mouth.
from it.
Your
Yeah,
mouth.
because me as a
Forget
man
that
now,
mouth.
we see something and say, like. Or
What
some
go
people
on?
can't smell them mouth and like, yo brother, what go on?
What go on this?
And your nose it there right beside your nose. And you know,
Okay, so that is a question for you who don't know. But let's say you like somebody, would you be telling them that their mouth don't smell right?
yeah, of course, I can tell them. So, listen,
What you mean?
And like, me not gonna hide no, I mean not gonna hide my feelings either from nobody because at the end of the day, not because me get hurt, me go shut away from the world and decide say me not go, or me go, me maybe be more cautious, but me not go.
Because it's not what you say, it's
Yeah,
how you say.
but me I gonna make you know how me feel about you because at the end of the day, if you don't know how me feel about you, you're gonna start acting
alright.
like I wonder if the person.
But
like
I'll
me.
also tell you that somebody who has bad breath don't necessarily smell it. 2, it can be their sinus.
Yeah, me know sinus drain.
3, if you ever wear a perfume and because you wear it all the time, you no longer smell it, and you reach oh, you smell good, and you're like, that's what happens. This is at their nose, at their mouth, and it's continuous, so it's not necessarily.
oh.
Yes, they don't always know that it smells bad.
I think people will tell them still like somebody.
Right, and a lot of times people won't tell them because it's offensive.
Yeah, sometimes it's offensive, but I better hurt me with the truth, no comfort me with no lie.
Right, so as a partner, I think a real partner should say, well, you can look at the signs too. I don't want to kiss you all the time. People can look at the signs. Yeah, I don't want to kiss you all the time because I don't know. I don't want to, especially if you're a thin-skinned person. And I know you're going to say, but hey, girl, you feel. Well, I won't be talking to nobody, I call me girl, but you know. So if you're real and you want to build a real relationship or spend, the rest of your life with this person, because I think most relationship anybody goes in is supposed to be forever.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go in a relation. You know what? I do this for 2 years.
2 years. No, yeah. Like,
So if he has a order anywhere, now if I know it's somebody who can take it, Lord God, your foot stinky, and him laugh and say, yeah, the shoes it
yeah,
on.
shoes it on, yeah. But yeah, this is how
Lord
you
God,
grow and
your
look like.
armpit, look here, go bed.
good.
Because
Yeah.
he's
Wow.
okay. Or, man, go brush your teeth, man. Where you go eat, right? But you have to know the person.
Yeah, you have to
Now,
know
if
the
it's a
person
touchy
first.
person, now it's really, how do you go
Hard
to
to
say
break it down.
it's your breath? Then him start to,
No.
but me never brush my teeth, not do me.
Yeah.
So you
Right,
have
the
to know the
defensive.
relationship or the person that you're in, so you can say to them, okay, but people should listen. If
Some
you're
people
my
make it hard
partner,
for you even break it down to them.
True.
this is it. If
Make it
you're
hard
my
for you break it
partner,
down to them.
Terrible.
if
Even
me
show
and you
them that emotion they are
together,
love.
and me come, I say, Randy, you know, your breath, you know, smells so nice. Make we go to the dentist. You should love me even more.
I mean, then that means no people ego,
No, man say this me.
people
Cannot be that
This
and this
me.
because
pride and ego.
yeah, because first of all, me go say, Randy, look here, me no want nobody else smell your mouth. I better me tell you. And if
This
I
said
tell
this
you,
me.
look into it, don't just take it like what you say. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should be that I love you more, where I remember it going to take a lot out of her to tell you this, you know.
And then here what go happen now. Here what happen in this time. Most people been with people when I tell them the truth.
Exactly.
So when you come now, you tell them feel
Them-
offended.
No, them a talk about a
Offended,
trouble
like-
you look or
offended,
something
like-
you want have over me or
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, me tell you, me tell you this and yeah, use it against me. No, me just show you, say, listen, this is what happened before, and what happened before, it wasn't right. So me I show you, say, listen, this is what happened. Oh, what you me tell you my business now, yeah.
Right. Because as Sonia said earlier, you have to be aware of yourself. So you can accept. Remember, you know, some people think they're perfectly made. They're perfectly living.
Them call me perfectionist. Me say no, I'm not a
But
I'm
you're
not.
supposed to aim to be.
Yeah, okay.
Close
Then,
to
but me just a tell them say, just like if me know something for the right, me not go do the wrong and then come back and look on that for go do it over
Over
again.
again.
So this is what makes me the person who I am.
Right, so
me I
you're
go
gonna
try
sit
to
there
do it
till
the
it's
right way.
done.
Me I go try.
Facts.
So you
That's
go
me.
look on me as you go on like you're perfect. You go on and me just like
Probably I'll call your mom, Paula.
yeah,
Mama.
like you just go on like you're perfect. Everything you know it all.
Know it all.
It's not my
Everything
way, it's
you
not
know.
your way, it's the right way. How we go about this? People just use them ego and
Yeah,
them
man.
pride. Them don't want you correct them because them sometimes them feel stupid like and if me really like you really like me, you're not supposed to feel alright, babe. So what you say or you know, make a talk about it, or, you know?
Yeah.
We're supposed to have a level of communication, Shana, understanding that we can. You know?
Roshan, what
Yeah.
do you believe each person can do, especially men, to change the state of a relationship that they're in right now?
Change the state of relationship. That
Have
they're
more
in
money.
right
Always
now. First,
works.
if you broke it, not gonna work.
Always works.
Yo!
If you broke it, not gonna work.
But then again, having the more money, me I give you my money where me I get from you. Don't tell me say between your legs, you know.
No,
Leave
man,
me
happy-
alone.
And
like
that's the
this.
common statement.
Happiness.
You know that.
No,
Listen,
that's
no.
warp women. That's women who are limited.
Women, all right.
No, happiness. Your happiness that sometimes takes a lot out of us to make you guys happy. Trust me. We usually think it's sex cover it all,
Me
but
not
it's
think
not
woman
so.
these days no for make man happy.
Well, it's a different.
You
kind of-
ask for something for your birthday, I say I'm going to give it to you. My birthday come up, you say, what are you going to give me? Hit the right or something, say wait there. Come me I look for one big box, me I look for some. Right here, so between. I say,
I don't
It's
ask
probably
them.
because she don't have it and
Yeah, I don't.
oh,
me
you mean you
personally-
don't have it?
yeah, because
Remember, you know, you do your jugglings. Let's say juggling, come help you start up your business. Oh, you mean you don't have it?
Yeah,
when
she-
you collect X amount from me,
You will know
when you
sometimes,
have
ma-
you know, so
That's a
sometimes you will
selfish
know
one.
the woman
Yeah,
you
the
really
type
are
of
dealing.
woman.
Can get something. Yeah, if
Look
me I
here.
give you continuously,
Wanna find them woman, yeah.
I give you my money or whatever it is. A woman who we take all the same money where you give her, should
buy
buy
you
something
back,
out
of course, real
come
woman.
here and like you
What
look.
you talking
That
about?
encourage me to give you
That
more.
was the first
Yeah.
time, girlfriend.
So
Where you give
why
them the
you
money
take up
and
these
they
women?
pinch out
That's how we buy.
$5,000.
Tevin
Russia,
Campbell say,
Russia.
can we talk
Yeah, the 90s.
for a minute?
Rashawn, is it because of the pandemic why you had a breakup?
No, if it wasn't the pandemic, I'll still break up with her. Seriously speaking.
But how would you know that?
Because,
You wouldn't know. Because guess what, I'm gonna always out.
Yeah, so
And-
you
and-
wouldn't.
and the
you
whole-
wouldn't-
no, me da know. How me da know?
But down the latter part, you wouldn't know now.
yeah,
I
you
think
would-
this year me da know.
couldn't be this year because we're still in the pandemic.
No, me da know this year.
Oh.
Because this year we get even closer. We da get even closer being in the pandemic. But yeah, we don't know, me da know.
Alright,
But
let me
tell us
ask
that me
Randy,
da know.
Would you,
Me da
if
really
it wasn't
know.
the pandemic, would you guys be broken up? You think?
Me no think so. Me no,
But remember, you start to design them. You da.
No, since the
No.
pandemic.
Or since the pandemic.
I mean, me did kind of did I see some look of traits, but not the, but you know. So we get in there, we get closer now.
Me da know.
It feel like okay then. She understand what happened.
What
now,
you
so.
want, Sir Rashawn?
I would have known.
Why?
When the bill come, I said, babes, you know, I said the card pouch left. Card pouch in the pocket in one pants, like the army jacket, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it on your son. Remember, you have money, cause you have a card where the both of us share. I say the bill come to 27,600 for the 2 away. I said, done up that man. I not have it. I said, what you mean you not have it? What? Want to the card? And her purse load up. I'm gonna look on it and I say, really, that make embarrassment catch the 2 away out here?
Then pay the bill.
Dan pay the bill. You gonna say you don't have it and me know say you have it? That is me don't know. It wouldn't reach so far. Me I tell
Would I
you.
speak something on that, but me gonna leave it right there. So.
Speak on it, man. Speak
No.
on it.
So
Speak
me
on
know
it,
say
Randy.
it wouldn't go so
I
far.
can't lie.
It wouldn't reach here, so.
I would have but I can't lie, so I'm gonna leave it alone
Alright,
and it
alright.
goes yeah, I'm gonna leave it
Tell
alone.
the
Nobody
audience
crush no
and the
car.
viewers and the listener, how can they get in touch? No, the wrong something, Mary.
So
The-
yeah.
Do you think the people were really committed? These women were committed to you, or it was just a fling or a phase?
Commitment have a lot to do with guys. If it was commitment, if they were committed, I don't think it would reach to a stage where we even break up because me want it for work and if she did commit really,
Right? Should I make
it work as well. You get me? I say
Yeah.
should I must.
Committed to a point. Why I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know the type of person I am, where I'm going, all my goals, aspiration, the things that I'm outlining to do to reach here, and you jump on it because you want to be a part of it. When COVID come in now, you see I'm got two working, we can sustain before we go all about the place. Then, when we start to pick up things, which hotel we are going now? So I'm not going away this week. What you mean? What you ask me what I mean? So we're not going away this week.
I beat this now,
And
broke
then me
in.
say,
Broke bad.
remember, we are working on something, you know. Now, remember, say 5 streams would be coming in. Now it's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
If we done the 2 and the 3, them all then make sense. How it go? I'm going to look on it. I'm say, you know, say you should have tell me some enough for going away, make we cook and stay in and everything. So,
As you
You know,
already
say,
learned, that's why
me
you
did
learned.
reach at a point like that to where in which me I say we can't forfeit the bills them. We have to bill them and if them ain't not pay, we are got homeless.
Right.
yeah.
We not have no light, we
no
not
water,
have
no,
yeah.
rent, no this,
so
no
these
that.
are priorities.
Right, over week and
Me understand say sometimes would I want
go eat out.
go eat up, but guess what? We can't.
The
we
money
can't
not
do it
there.
now.
Yeah.
Understand we can't do it now, but-
Crackers and water, make a
and
hold it.
everybody I go sit down and feel like them feel like say you can't do it. Alright. You
No,
say
you're gonna find it.
yeah, we're gonna
That is
find
the
it.
thing. You
And
can't
then-
find
and then-
it, man. You have it, man.
And then we carry ourselves a certain way. We do a certain things and them don't know your income really, cause and everybody ever really know the extent of how much money you
Yeah,
make.
make.
So them start speculate and start judge and start saying, you might make $1 million, you know, and we the writer so, and we can never go buy 2 bags food. And yet still, me as a person like this, I say from me have it, and my thing them deal it, you know, if you ask.
Right, you're gonna make sure she's
Me outside. But certain things are priorities. We have to deal with them here first. We're going to jump them and then what happened down the line?
Oh, you know, look
Time
on the
fly when we're
priorities.
having fun, so we're at the end of the show.
Oh,
I want you to
my.
tell our listeners and viewers how to get in touch with you. Any last word quickly?
Well, I
Over
don't
to
know. Randy Rich, Stone of Jen up on the Instagram. You know, there's some really use mostly. You know, it go. You understand? You know, Stone of Sound with the all about over the world. So when we see me, and you know the thing go. You know what I mean? Bless up the viewers, bless up the listeners, everybody will listen. And the ladies them, and every ladies them, couples, man and woman, me attack. But you know, show more love, yeah, man. Love nice, you know. You know, love feeling nice, in it.
Rashawn?
Russian Sweet Boy and IG Business Care and Professional Services. That's where I'm at. Everyone I want to big up on yourself.
All
Much
right.
love.
Look out for the merch them, yeah?
Merch.
Yeah, the merch them. Yeah, I get them
New
together.
business, new business.
And I can go follow my business page, like you know what I mean, S_R_variety store. You know,
Think
on
of our
Instagram.
girl store.
Variety store.
Well, guys, I want to thank you so very, very much for being my guest tonight. I did enjoy. I want to thank Sonia Winter, who was on there to guide us through.
Sonia, big up.
Yes.
Big
Rashawn,
up,
thank
big
you.
up.
And Randy, I know you have somewhere to go right after this, so it's my pleasure. And I do want to let you guys know I appreciate and thank you, but let me big up my team, my producer, Daniel.
Big up Daniel.
Danielia Doyle, and
Danielia.
my engineer, my studio engineer, Kevin
Big up,
O'Neill.
big up,
big
Yes,
up,
want
big
to
up.
big up. And of course, you know, Stephanie Young in New York. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Stephanie.
Happy birthday, Stephanie.
Happy belated birthday to Rika Wright, my nephew. And happy birthday to my sister Lorraine when it comes on the 3rd. I just want to have a great night. See you next week, right here, same time at the Bridge, 99 FM.
Yeah, man,
Bye.
outside.
Outside.
Bye-bye.